Hi everyone. Okay, so I promised you a screencast of our activity 2 and instructions, and also I wanted to just go over this last part of the activity 1, which is asking you to create a infographic. So on this part, you're going to produce an infographic and that kind of summarizes your theories and your discussion in your small group on grammar. So I mentioned to you that Canva is a resource that I really, really like, and you can create infographics here with Canva, and it's very easy to use. They have a bunch of different templates that you can choose from. And basically, so if like we choose an infographic, it even has kind of the structure, so you could just use this as a template, any one of these, and if you fill out these types of text boxes here, you'll have enough information to include in your infographic. Another one that I like is Piktochart. I've used this one a lot. This is like an oldie but goodie. They have really fun templates as well. And it's also free, so you can use Piktochart. It's pretty user friendly as well. So those are the two infographic resources that I suggest for you to check out. And getting back to activity 2, we're talking about syntax, structure, and grammar. And your objectives are that you're going to be able to demonstrate your knowledge of basic English syntax structure and you're going to design a grammar lesson that's targeting an identified population of learners in a particular learning context. So in this activity, there are a couple of videos that you're going to watch, and individually, the whole thing is individual for this activity. And you're going to now design a lesson plan that focuses on grammar teaching and learning that is appropriate for your grade level that you teach, or you all have your classrooms, so you don't have to worry about potential future grade level unless you're switching schools or something like that. And so basically make sure that your lesson plan states the learner profile, the objectives, and remember to separate the content and language objectives. And then you're going to put a series and a sequence of activities as long as an estimated time for each activity embedded in the lesson. What you're going to use for this lesson plan is the Teach Now lesson plan template that it's on the platform, and this is what it looks like. This is your first, for those of you that have been through the certification program already, you're very familiar with this lesson plan template, but for those of you that have not gone through certification yet, this is your first introduction to the lesson plan template, and this is what it looks like. So basically, you're just going to fill out all of these segments on the template, the learner profile, the standards, and then here they have the objectives, which are the content and language objectives separated for you. Be sure with the standards that you are looking at the set of standards that your school works with. It could be Common Core, it could be Cambridge, it could be the ACTFL standards. It has to be the academic standards that are that you work with. Then here you can list your the explicit vocabulary that you're using, and so on and so forth. Basically, you followed this template, and once you get down here with the strategies, this is where they give you some. Teach Now gives you kind of some steps here to think about when you are filling out a lesson plan template. But down here is where you will put those specific sequence steps in the time frame. So you could put like 5 minutes warm up, then 10 minutes whole group, talk about, introduce vocabulary and things like that. So that's what you're doing with that part of the activity where it said clear sequence. Okay, so this template again is found on the platform. And then the next part is you're going to respond to the discussion forum question. And this will come straight from the readings from Diane Larson Freeman. So you're going to make sure that you are looking at the readings and you're going to respond to the prompt based on those readings. So make sure that you put in your APA formatting in your response. And I know that some of you have said that the format changes when you add to the discussion forum. So one thing I suggest is also putting in just linking in a Google Doc to your response. And that way you don't have to worry about the formatting changing. And then the other piece is that you are going to swap and review your lesson plan with a partner from your cohort. I will send you an email with your partners. I have them written down, and then you're going to offer feedback to the lesson plan in a one-page narrative format that answers the question, how does the lesson as it is designed empower the learners? And how does the lesson allow for opportunity for learners to focus on form and focus on meaning? So again, each cohort member is going to review a partner's work and then write a one-page narrative lesson plan review that answers those two questions. I hope that that's clear. I tried to make it as clear as possible for you so that you understand. The one other thing that I will mention that actually Ryan emailed me about, which is a really good, he had a very, very good question related to the literature review that I was going to mention in class, and we ran out of time. So for the literature review that is not due until the end of the program, I would like for each of you to come up with a research question related to linguistically diverse language learners with special needs. And the idea with a literature review is that you are researching literature, but in your research, you are trying to answer a question that you have, and you are looking for some type of gap in that research or an area that needs to be further explored. So what I would like for you to do is think about what your research question would be related to linguistically diverse learners with special needs, and send me that research question in an email, okay? We can talk about it a little bit more next week. If you have questions, I'll make sure to separate a little bit of time at the beginning of the VC for it. But I wanted to mention that here because that's something that I wanted to talk about and we ran out of time. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful. I will also send you a follow-up email with that part about the literature review so that you have it written down. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Thank you so much.